Good morning and welcome to episode 1141 of Hard Factor. It is Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. I've got science, politics, and comedy provided by animals in the cup of coffee in the big time.
Hell yeah. Did a camel get involved again?
Pretty classic. Not a camel, a chimp this time.
Oh yeah, they are the comedians of the animal world.
They are. They like to mix it up. And full disclosure for the politics, we're doing this. This is kind of like a pre-show to the State of the Union address. So we have no. Biden said crazy stuff, right, guys? It was so crazy.
I'm sure he did great.
Listening to this,
I honestly didn't know what was happening tonight.
Okay, well, he was the most trending thing.
Probably not going to tune into it.
Okay, well, I'm going to tune in. Hopefully, we can clip some funny stuff he said, tweet it out there, post some videos or something. But we're not going to have the breakdown of the State of the Union. We'll talk about some other stuff, some other news you need to know, and we'll have those highlights. Yeah,
I'll read the cliff notes, but I can't do a 2-hour State of the Union with Biden. That's too long.
No, that's a lot.
Yeah.
By the way,
that's
I watched
a lot of corn pop. Yeah.
I did watch the camel video. It was something.
I warned you.
Wow, the full unedited. Wow.
I warned you. That camel really got after him, didn't he?
Yeah, ate him.
Guy.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Oof, to death. Yeah. Pretty bad. Mark's got, and I didn't clear this one with him, so hopefully it's okay to say all this stuff. Pure insanity out of Germany on deck, and involves hangovers, I think.
Look, all that's true, and you didn't give away too much, so yeah, no.
Good. Very good. Very good. Wes has a new segment called Today in Dumb in the Hole.
That's right. Yeah. Today in dumb.
Very nice. Very nice. And Pat's got Afghanistan not handling the new Taliban government super well to close it out.
No, it's exactly what I thought would happen. But these guys are surprised. They're surprised that they're not so happy.
Oh.
We have interviews with Taliban foot soldiers. We're hearing straight from the Taliban foot soldiers.
Wow, from them themselves, straight from the horse's mouth.
Are the damn women getting involved again? They have to deal
Oh
with
my
the women?
God, bro! The women.
The
I'm going to
women.
play a clip where you get to see a Taliban leader's reaction to a journalist asking if women will ever be politicians in Afghanistan.
Oh, great.
What a
should be
stupid
loaded.
question.
It was a dumb question. They shut the camera
Detonate
off.
himself?
Yeah.
They shut the camera off.
Yeah, it was just bullets.
They laughed and they laughed.
It's also a flu game for Wes, everybody. So Wes, thank you.
Oh, I don't have the flu. I have a hard man cold. So if
man
you hear me
cold?
sniffling, I apologize.
A
Man colds are tough.
They're sometimes worse than other illnesses. So when you got the runny nose, the congestion, the headache, like the sinus pressure, it's a bitch.
Speaking of women don't get it. They've got, they get their period. They have to give birth. They have this whole. They're built for pain tolerance, right?
Yeah,
They're built for
idea.
toughness.
Yeah, we got men colds. That's tough. That's tough as it
No
gets.
idea. That's right. Thank you.
That man cold will get you.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, man cold.
I mean, no, I'm glad we took a moment of silence for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Impromptu.
It's serious. I mean, it makes you think. We all just sat there and we're like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, man colds.
Yeah,
It's tough, man. That man cold.
Left speechless.
No, my internet crapped out for a second, so sorry about that.
No.
Patreon.com/hardfactor for the Hive Hour and Florida Man Friday weekly bonus podcasts and our official Hard Factor group chat in the Discord server. Very fun in there. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Pods if you want to hear it on Friday's show. Store.hardfactor.com for merch to rep the podcast out in public. It's actually great looking merch too, so you'll look great yourself and you'll support your favorite podcast. Win-win.
You're damn right. And in that Discord, too, that you mentioned, Super Bowl squares are bumping. We had to open a second squares board. So we got 200 squares. Get in there. It's open to all tiers.
Yeah, can we talk about this for a
A
second?
lot of
I
action.
knew we would.
How many squares can we buy?
As many
I
as
need to get more.
As many as you want. We'll try to cap it at 5 to get more people involved. But people have had a couple days now. So as of like Thursday morning, I'd say it's open to as many as you want.
I mean, you got to get in
People
there.
are
thirsty
hedging,
dogs.
hedging squares is what they're doing.
Some thirsty dogs have been putting a lot of cash down.
Well, the
I
more
just keep getting
squares you
Venmos.
get,
It's on the bank, and I'm like, what is this guy? Who's putting that much on squares?
We could do a third squares.
Look, I mean, it's like lottery tickets. Right?
Yeah.
You want to get a bunch of them.
That's
Get them
$5
squares.
$5 a
Increases
square.
your odds
Yeah.
statistically.
Or if that's illegal, we're not doing that, and it's not $5 a square, which it is.
Well, this is a friend thing only.
Yeah,
you
that's
got to be a Patreon. You got to be in the Patreon to get into it. So it's not
right.
even. There's nothing like that. There's
Yeah.
nothing.
Suck it, IRS.
There's
I had a
nothing like that at
dream
all.
that the IRS came literally, came to me and was like, "Hey, man, we got to talk about these sick winnings that you've been having."
Well,
And
when we hit the big parlay,
you know
there,
what
it's going to
you know
happen.
what I said?
What did you say?
Hey, man, it's America. Let me have a little fun.
Did they let you go with that?
No, man.
Yeah, bet they did that. That fucking IRS.
Tough.
All right. Well, you guys ready to do the news?
Pop it off.
All right. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Top trending news at the time of taping, but first, a fun fact, and not fun, actually. I've got a fun one in a second, but the first one is that we've officially jumped the shark on moons. NASA, now you guys remember I've been showing you those weird little moons? They're like, oh, this is a ravioli
They're like
shape.
potatoes. and
Phobos.
they're- yeah.
Phobos, the potato-shaped moon, right? Okay, NASA just announced that Jupiter has 92 moons now.
That doesn't even make sense.
Saturn has 83, Uranus has 27, Neptune has 14, and they think that there's even more than that. So just, at some point, isn't something not a moon? It's just like a rock or a trash in space in orbit.
Lowering
right?
the
Yes.
bar for moons, insulting the moons that have been around a while, really
Yeah.
established what a moon is.
We clearly have
real
the best
moon.
moon.
Right. A real moon is like
agree, Wes.
is something that's
It's
got
function-
some gravitas.
It's functional, right?
Yeah.
It has a function to it, as opposed to looking like a potato.
Gives us
Right?
light.
Yes. It's not
It
just
does,
a tiny
it does the
rock.
currents, right? It does the
It circles
ocean
you. Yeah.
currents.
Tidal
women crazy.
shifts.
Tidals,
All this
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So is every abandoned satellite around the Earth a moon
See,
now too? Because
I think that's what it is.
we're surrounded by trash. We have a billion moons now.
So this is
on Earth.
interesting. The actual definition of moon, right? Which is they need to change this shit because Will's reporting a bunch of news that's contrary to it. The natural satellite of the Earth. I got news for you, Chief. Other planets have moons, but yeah, that's the definition.
So it's just space trash.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're saying like any space rock is a moon, and I'm sick of it. Enough with the moons. Like there's too many moons. Jupiter can't have
Disrespectful.
92 moons. That's just not-
Disrespectful to our moon.
It is. The Earth's moon, it deserves a lot more credit than that to be compared to Jupiter's 92 ridiculous moons.
it's too many moons.
Way too many moons. A much more fun scientific fact. This one's fun for real. Also trending news. Neanderthals actually loved crab boils, just like we do today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loved it.
Well, that's why Wes came back 83% Neanderthal.
Makes sense,
Right.
doesn't it?
It does make sense, Wes. Your DNA results are true to form of this study. A new study published in Frontiers in Environmental Archaeology this week found that Neanderthals ate crabs in a cave in Portugal 90,000 years ago at the Gruta de Figura Brava. It's a beautiful coastal cave system. I'm showing you a picture, guys, right now. Just gorgeous, right?
And then they just had a violent orgy.
Yeah. Yeah, probably so. So
That's the worst food to have before an orgy. If you think
know.
about it.
I don't know, Pat. It's get the
Fighting and fucking and
Sounds
crabbing.
like heaven.
seafood gets the libido going.
Fingering with your crabby hands,
Oh,
yeah.
they get the oysters in there too, though. That really gets things
sticky.
going.
Cover your holes.
Well, I mean, they're in this beautiful coastal cave system,
Yeah.
and what they found of the leftovers in there from 90,000 years ago was stone tools, charcoal for cooking, and brown crab shells and bones all over the place. A classic crab feast.
Holy
nearly
shit.
70,000 years before the Ice Age.
That's incredible.
Look at H. Did you see H down there? That'd be a hell of a haul. Look at
Oh,
the meat in
yeah.
that one.
Meaty claws on those
You'd get in an orgy fight to get your hands on H.
Portuguese brown crabs. Delicious, apparently. Yeah. So here's what the scientists said. They said they were taking them in the pools off the nearby rocky coast, targeting adult animals with an average carapace width of 16 centimeters. The animals were brought whole to the cave where they were roasted on coals and then eaten, said lead author Mariana Nabais of the Catalan Institute of Human Paceology. I don't know how to say any of those words. And social evolution in that journal. Yeah.
It's a niche thing to cover, to study. Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
it back.
What's that? The study of crab boils.
Yeah, ancient crab cave boils. Clothes
So
are
Wes is-
optional at those.
Yeah,
Got my
Wes's
fucking
Neanderthal
doctorate in it.
Yeah.
may be Portuguese in nature, especially given his propensity to crab boils today.
I do
You
like
know-
orgies and crabs.
They
Right.
sent him. They sent him like his results in a coupon for like a crab boil.
Yeah.
And even though the Neanderthals died out about 40,000 years ago, to us, the Homo sapiens, who probably then triggered the Ice Age somehow, I'm glad that we still do their seafood boils today, just like they did then 90,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Neanderthals,
Delicious.
guys, actually also carved stuff and made ropes. So the more studying they do, it's looking more and more like our ancestors just murdered them and took all their good ideas.
Well, we banged them too, though. We used to fuck like a hot Neanderthal.
Yeah.
She wasn't off the table. You know what I mean?
They had all the right ideas, but they weren't quite as smart. So we just like kind of rolled in and gave them the blankets.
Yeah, no,
with,
it's
with the Native Americans, right? We just kind of gave them the blankets and stole the crab boils and the wheel and the ropes and yeah.
Like
How
fucking
easy
a
would it
special
be-
edge kid.
Yeah,
Special
spit
ed.
game at a
Yeah,
native.
exactly.
I mean, spit game at a Neanderthal.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was probably easier. You're right, Pat.
Hey.
Smaller craniums.
You got to marry me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling off tonight. Maybe I'll just go for a Neanderthal. Something easy.
Yeah. You get back in there. Go fuck a Neanderthal.
No,
You gotta get back in the game.
Yeah, to boost your morale
You just need to, yeah, it's a hump buster.
after a breakup.
Yeah.
Go slam some tall.
Come on, you can go. You can get a Neanderthal, no problem. Yeah. So it's looking more like the more studying they
Imagine
do.
how devastated you'd be if you
Humans
came
are
back
just
to the cave
humans.
and you couldn't bang one. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like if your buddies put you out there and they were like,
That's
"Man,
it.
you could get out there and just crush some tall." You're like, "Yeah, I can," and then you just get rejected.
You'd
Oh,
have
you
to
got made
lie.
fun of
You'd have
so
to lie
much.
so hard.
Yeah. Cover yourself
What
in
if they
drool.
saw though?
Yeah.
Look how crabby my hands are. You think I wasn't
do you
banging
think I banged
tall?
the Neanderthal?
Yeah, you scratch yourself up real good. But, even though our ancestors probably just took the idea of crab boils and then murdered them all, glad we got the crab boils in any case.
Good for us.
Yeah, good for humans. Moving on, it's the State of the Union address in the USA right after we taped this podcast. And similar to next Monday's show, you can watch that one live, youtube.com/Hard Factor News, right before the Super Bowl. It's kind of like a pre-show. So if you want to watch it live, we're like a pre-show to these big events. Listen to the podcast, you get the analysis a little bit later. We need to highlight what is going on with the migrant situation, guys, okay? Because, we don't know exactly what Joe Biden talked about in the State of the Union address. We can, right now, laugh about the fact that migrants are actually being shipped from the southern border to New York City in such a great number that now New York City is shipping migrants from the Mexican border to New York City, now buying them bus tickets to send them to Canada.
Oh, we're just shipping them straight to Canada?
Yeah.
Come on
Hoping
through.
about DUIs.
Come on through, yeah.
That's right. The BBC reports that their colonists in Canada are, quote, surprised by the influx of migrants being bussed
Wow.
from New York City. But Mayor Adams of New York City said this of sending the migrants to the border. Some want to go to Canada and some want to go to warmer states. And we are there for them as they continue to move on with the pursuit of this dream. Give me your tired, give me your poor, give me your possibly Canadian. Am I right? That was what Mayor Adams
Wow.
said.
That's wild. They're just going
Oh,
to... The Canadians
welcome.
Canadians are just going to push them into the glaciers. They're just going to keep them going. Yeah.
No, what's happening is that Quebec is easy to immigrate to illegally. The word is out that if you make it to a place called Roxham Road in Quebec, you're just going to walk into Canada, no problem. And Mayor Adams is taking them up on their very generous offer at the Quebec border.
Wow. Man.
Bet he is that crook.
Mayor Adams,
Right, Wes? I feel this supports he's a mafia-style mayor for sure.
Mayor Adams
Like-
didn't take him long, did it?
Well, what'd you say the crossing spot was? What road?
Roxham Road in
Rocky
Quebec.
Road.
Roxham.
Yeah. And so that's what's happening. Pretty wild, right? You didn't think you'd see that one. Like Boris Johnson shipping the migrants like back to Africa. You thought that was like the pinnacle. This is probably even more hilarious because it's within North America.
It's creative.
just passing the buck up to Canada.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Just skipping right over America. I got to show you guys the the customs office at Roxham Road. Look at this thing. I mean, you know why
busy.
they're going to Roxham. You think? I mean, it looks like. I mean,
toll booth?
It looks like a double wide trailer. That's the customs office right there at Roxham.
Yeah, I think the border's like sparsely protected, right?
Yeah, so that's where you want to cross.
Right.
Get dropped off, you could just be a Canadian forever.
There's a bunch of Guatemalans developing French accents on the way through.
Yeah, practicing
on the way up. Yeah.
It is a Romance language as well, so maybe it's
I'm just not going to say anything, okay, guys?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to just look French.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they
can't
just start
get it.
smoking cigs, like put a beret on.
They
smoke
hand
some
out a bunch of
cigs.
berets, yeah.
Yeah, maybe nobody will notice.
Ducking them. They'll get right back customs.
Hey, look, I hope they take them in. Good. You know, I hope they're safe.
No, Canada's trying to shut it down. They're outraged.
Damn.
They're outraged. So, yeah, and I'm not sure if President Biden will address the border, record government spending, or the economy at the State of the Union address, but hopefully he addressed stuff like the tech layoffs, which now 1,300 employees at Zoom have joined that. Whoa, Zoom, you
Dude,
thought
that
they were
is
doing good.
nuts. That
Guess
is
not.
nuts.
And related to all those
Zoom
tech
has
layoffs,
that many employees?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
way more than that, apparently. And related to those tech layoffs, artificial intelligence, aka AI. As we called on yesterday's show to a T, Microsoft unveiled on Tuesday that ChatGPT and OpenAI are supporting a new Microsoft Bing browser and search engine. So you can
Come on.
try it out.
Why did they pick Bing, man? What's going on with
I know.
Bing?
They
It's just
won't
an
let Bing
existing
die.
product. It's their existing search engine. You
Bing?
think it was between that and Microsoft Edge. So which
I
one?
don't care. Anything but Bing, dude.
So yeah, Edge is their browser. Bing is their search engine, right?
Right, but now Bing is basically going to become Super Bing, and you can try it out at bing.com. But it's not anything special right now unless you have access to the AI chat tab, which you need like testing access to in order to try it out. But you know, a Chinese tech giant Baidu also publicly launched their ChatGPT style AI chatbot on Tuesday, same day as Bing. And
everyone worth a lick of salt is going to be making their own.
it's an arms race, yeah. And today, Wednesday, February 8th, Google has an event scheduled presumably to announce basically the same thing about their AI, Bard, being built into Google Chrome and other Google products from here on out. It's just...
Someone ripped it yesterday, too. Someone ripped the ChatGPT AI and then skinned it.
I'm
they're
sure it's
calling
easy.
it, like, I forget
sure
what they
they
were
can
calling
do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's alarming because these companies that are creating, you know, the duplicates of ChatGPT, Google with Bard or whatever, they're also the ones laying off 20,000 humans via email. So they don't care.
That's why do you think they're... Why do you
right,
think...
like this is like compounding the fact that they're going to get rid of all their employees.
If they've got a personal assistant app that works perfect for you on one AI, you think they don't have a coding AI or a testing AI? That's the reason they're able to lay off all these engineers and people who usually had been used in the software development lifecycle.
They got the AI. I mean, when Zoom is laying off 1,300 people, I mean, like literally a company that created the remote work, therefore probably doesn't have a ton of overhead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's fucking bad, dude.
Yeah. So, you know, it is related, whether you want to believe it or not. And these AIs can basically, the ones that you can use on the internet, this Bing.com one, the new one, it basically just writes you a Wikipedia result for any query that you have. And then it annotates it with like articles and websites and shit. So you can just keep chatting with the AI tool until you finally get to whatever answer you're looking for. It's like, starts out with, it can be any kind of question. It gives you like a much more comprehensive result back of like than a Google would. It has like many more
question,
references,
I think,
and then
that
you can
can
talk
stump
to
it.
it until it. Yeah, what it would stump it.
I have a question I think that can stump it.
Okay, what is it?
What human jobs aren't you going to take?
Yeah, they probably hard coded.
It wouldn't compute that. It wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't be able to compute.
Dude,
It
it's
breaks.
like, how long
herpes,
until we
Earth
attack
herpes.
the computers? How long? Like,
Oh, I'm ready to go.
dude, I'll tell you what. I've seen a
Skynet?
lot-
Are you asking how long till
Well,
Skynet?
I've seen a lot of tweets recently
Maybe like 5
of people
years.
like propaganding against AI, right? Like essentially virtue signaling against AI.
So
And
like you're talking about like
once I saw that, I was
environmental.
like,
You're talking about like environmental terrorism.
I'm talking about what
but
Andrew Yang
against, like,
predicted.
AI, right?
Predicted where a trucker's gonna he's
Right,
gonna
like
jackknife his motherfucker with
Groups
a
of
rifle.
people that are attacking like
Yes, exactly.
their servers and shit soon. The answer is like probably very very soon.
So
Crazy to think
Yeah.
about. Because I mean, once
People
once
did
it
that
does
with the
start,
5G. Remember the 5G in Canada and stuff? People started burning down those towers. It's going
Right.
to be like that with AI. Yeah.
Once it takes enough jobs, yeah,
Yeah.
people will be very upset. They took our jobs back to the pile. It's like the goo people from the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Also, what this means is that basically we need to start our AI generated show now before we're the last people to have one, and
Right, well-
before Google, China, or Microsoft just does it against our will.
I thought we said we were going to resist the trend, and that was the only savior that we had. That will like be analog.
I think at this point we're too far in, Pat. You have
It's too good, Pat.
You just have.
I mean,
to
but
get
like
in there.
I was having pretty high anxiety like last month, and Mark was like, "We'll go analog," and I was like, "I've been living with that idea for a month." Just
I think we
feeling
should
good.
do. I think we should do 2 days a week analog, and then 17 days a week not analog. Just yeah.
Right.
Just
Right. Yeah. I
pay-
mean,
pay
just
up,
imagine all the extra
profit on
shows.
both.
Also, we could delineate and make sure that people know it's the fake one, but also at the same time, it could be available. You know.
We could have like fake out Friday, right? Like if they don't know if it's analog or not.
Dude, I've been wanting to fucking. I know someone out there can do it. Someone can deep fake us for an entire show. I know someone can do it. I
That's
want
what
to
I'm
be
saying.
Schwarzenegger.
That's what this would be. AI could do that, Pat. That's what this is. AI could actually do it and just make it and publish it for you, the whole thing.
As long as we can profit off of it. Yeah.
Right.
Chat
Well, it's our
GPT
likeness.
or
It's
Suicide's
our
gonna go up?
likeness, so we have to do this. I think that the
Don't
only
ask it
way
that.
that we get this stolen from us is if we sleep on it. We have to. We can't sleep on it. We have to make sure that we do it quickly.
Yeah. No, you're right. We got to be ahead of the curve,
Right. So,
which we've never been in our lives.
yeah.
in
So
any of
we'll
these
not.
things,
We're going to be replaced by AI.
which we're
Hard
terrible
Factor
at.
Yeah.
at any
Which
moment.
we always talk about and never do.
No, we were ahead
AI
of the curve
Hard
on
Factor's
YouTube
gonna
videos.
drop, and we're gonna have no idea about it. And well, that'll be nice knowing everybody. And now that robots and the Chinese spy balloons and everything else are here for good, AI, you can't get away from it. This probably goes without saying, but you're gonna want to take care of your health. Okay, in this era of robot dominance. So not only does the hit series The Last of Us have the media making like fear articles about pathogenic fungi related to climate change. So you're going to want to be in shape so that you're not eaten by a climate mushroom one day. And so that's important. But also, it turns out that a new study from the Annals of Internal Medicine revealed that the research from Tufts Medical Center in Massachusetts basically showed that you could stave off type 2 diabetes with exercise and high dose vitamin D supplementation almost alone. Vitamin D can reduce the risk 4,000 IUs a day can reduce the risk of getting type 2 diabetes by up to 15%. A non-prescription pill called metformin can reduce the risk by 31%, and diet and exercise can reduce it by 58%. And I'm not a scientist, but that adds up to a lot of percent.
That's
like
300%.
over 100%, right? Yeah. So sunlight also works according to the scientists, but during the era of robot control, pills and push-ups seems like great news, that you can stave off diabetes with that.
Hell yeah.
So you're
That is
saying keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. If you're doing all that I just
Change
described.
nothing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're again
Yep.
not medical advice or financial. We're not professional.
I heard you.
And if you jerk off 21 times or have sex 21 times combined in a month, you probably won't get prostate cancer.
You're basically immortal if you do those three things on top. The diabetes
working out a
things on
muscle.
top of the masturbation, the
Vitamin
ejaculations.
D, ejaculation,
Yeah.
and some push-ups, and you are good.
That's a good routine.
Yeah.
More-
Drinking orange juice, crank it
with
out, and do a
vitamin D.
couple push-ups. Yeah.
There we go.
Who knew being immortal felt so good? Which brings us to more good news in.
The cream of the crop!
And have you guys ever been in a situation where you just feel cornered and you want to lash out, and you feel like you're wrongfully cornered, right? And you're like, I gotta get out of this situation. But not all the time does somebody lash out of the corner without causing a scene or do like hurting somebody too much where you can like cheer for it.
Yeah, you've
But-
experienced a pregnancy.
Right. There you
Me
go.
too.
Yeah, there you go.
You're
So
describing
there's-
Pat's life.
it
Get outta
happens
here.
happens to everybody at some point, right?
Every day.
No matter what the circumstance is that leads you there. You guys have any good one? Pat, that's a great example. Wes, Mark, any
My
other-
wife
any others?
keeps finding pets on the side of the road.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then you're like, but eventually you're going to get your chance to strike, and hopefully nobody gets hurt too bad.
I'm just
Wes.
making that dog love me more than her. That's my revenge.
Exactly. There you go. That's a perfect one. That's
I'm cornered by the Attorney General. That's who I'm cornered by.
Ooh.
Yep. And so you got to get a couple good wins and good delays, a little trial delay here or there. That's a great one. Got to get those in when you can. It happens to everybody at some point. Is my point. Everybody gets cornered in their life, and they feel like they need to lash out. It's always great to see someone strike back from the corner and get revenge. Like I said, as long as nobody gets hurt too bad. And that's exactly what happened at the Changsha Ecological Zoo in southern China over this past weekend, as tourists taunted a chimpanzee named Zhu Najing, and some even threw water bottles into his enclosure after taunting him. Yeah. Oh, terrible. And so the chimp did the only thing he could. Grabbed the bottle up and chucked it right in the face of some kid.
That's the kid?
She was just sitting there filming and laughing, probably.
She's crying.
Yeah, now she's crying. Well, she shouldn't have been filming and laughing, right? Now check it out. Look at how many water bottles are thrown into his enclosure. Look at these water bottles just flying in here. This is
These are retaliation bottles?
No, this is before.
What the fuck is the zoo personnel letting these idiots throw bottles at this chimpanzee?
It's like just hundreds of Chinese like student age people.
What's
just
the point of throwing
taunting
bottles
the
at
chimp?
Chimp must
I
be
don't know.
thirsty.
Throwing bottles, filming it. It's insane. And so
drives them nuts.
Yeah, was it thirst? Was it calling for what? Was it like Stone Cold Steve Austin? It was like Stone Cold after he stunned someone. He's calling for the water bottles.
So I don't understand. Like, people are upset with the chimp, but the chimp clearly was being mistreated. And the tourists were even advised not to tease Zhu Najing because he's well known for throwing stones, mud, and his own shit at guests who fucking taunt him. But the citizens are still demanding that the zoo step up its safety netting protocols after the girl's phone screen was cracked.
Yeah.
And her eye got busted up a little bit.
Oh, shit.
So yeah.
Dude, I bet what do you think a chimp could whip a baseball at MPH wise?
That looked fast. 120.
It broke a
120
phone.
miles an hour.
Yeah. It's they're natural athletes.
They have the long arms, right? That's like a Tradwiget arm, effectively. It's really whipping it down there.
That was Randy Johnson's nickname in
leverage.
college at Arizona State.
Tradwiget?
Yeah,
that huge long arm.
Chimp.
The chimp.
They called him the chimp.
Before the big unit, he was the chimp. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
20 miles an hour, Google says. That doesn't
No,
That's
bullshit. That water bottle was faster than 20
that
miles
was a
an
60
hour.
mile an hour water bottle.
Yeah.
I feel like it could break 100, man.
I
mean,
think
a
so,
chimp,
too.
Yeah.
With the right ball, with the right projectile, for sure. Really funny when you're taunting the legendary chimp Zhu Najing to throw something at you, but not so much when he actually does it. I guess is the lesson here. So now he's gonna the chimp has to deal with a bigger cage because people got mad that the chimp who throws shit at people threw shit at people.
Well, humans got to team up with every animal possible. I'm with you on orcas. We got to stop punching camels in the face.
Yeah.
Got to stop throwing water bottles at chimps. We're going to need all the help we can get.
AI is at our
Yeah.
doorstep. Maybe take a look in the mirror. You
We
know?
got to apologize to the years of enslaving and murdering and eating animals and try to get them on our team. Yeah.
Unreal.
Oh, that's a good point, dude, is that we will team up with animals.
Sorry about the zoos.
Yeah. Well, do you think the AI is going to want the animals to stick around to evolve? No.
No, but it'll just make us a stronger army. Like
That's
everyone
right.
Yeah,
Humans and animals are teaming up, so we might as well
Biological
stop throwing water bottles at
versus
them now. Yeah.
Machine. Yeah. We'll take them out. And anyways, we're left with an incredible video of the chimp throwing the water bottle, even though the people's reaction is a little bit disgusting. And speaking of incredible videos, check this one out. It's of the first child being rescued from the earthquake rubble in Syria. So everybody's just super happy.
That's cute. That's the girl.
Yeah. At Karam Kelab.
That's supposed to be confusing for that girl. She
And a
must
little
have thought she
boy.
did something
So
good.
they're just pulling people out of the rubble. They must have found a room where they had a few kids. So it's good. Good to see, right? Good to see people digging out. And that is the cream of the crop. Indeed, which was brought to you by Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit that's here with a great deal to help you start saving time, eating well, and living your best year yet in 2023. Too busy to cook? With Factor, skip the trip to the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy. No matter your lifestyle, Factor has delicious flavor-packed meals to help you live it to the fullest with keto, calorie smart, vegan, veggie, and protein plus options on the menu each week. Prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians, these satisfying meals have a rotating menu that pleases everyone, and you can order snacks and smoothies on the side too, along with your meals. And you want to cut back on takeout? Of course you do. Everybody does. Get Factor instead. Not only is Factor cheaper than takeout, but meals are ready faster than the restaurant because it's already in your fridge, shipped straight to your door. Get Factor and enjoy clean eating without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. I love the jalapeno. Anything that's got like the spiciness. What do you guys like? What's your favorites on the Factor menu?
The pork chops.
Yeah, any they have a bunch of them, but I think they do chicken and pasta better than, and they have like 20 options of those, better than any other meal kit by far.
Oh, the best. 100%. Head to factormeals.com/hardfactor50 and use code hardfactor50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code hardfactor50 at factormeals.com/hardfactor50 to get 50% off your first box.
Are you guys ready for the biggest Sunday in sports?
Yeah.
Well, one of these. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 57, has all the Super Bowl action you need. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Okay. Plus, all customers can get in on the Super Bowl 57 excitement with DraftKings Happy Hour Super Boost. Happy Hour Super Boost. Those 4 words together, you want to probably get involved in that. Check the DraftKings Sportsbook app every day between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for to see what like prop bets will be boosted. They're going to boost in that 3-hour window every day. How about you go ahead and bet on the Eagles?
Yeah,
like I'm going to. That seems like a smart bet, right? Let's go with the team that's outscored their opponent 69-14 in the playoffs. That's completely healthy over the decimated offense with limpy quarterback and non-existent wide receivers, who's outscored their opponents 50-40 in 2 games. Okay, seems like a no-brainer to me, right? I don't know. Anyways, tossing a Jalen Hurts anytime rushing TD prop because that guy has a lot to improve, and maybe if there's a two rushing touchdown prop for Jalen Hurts at astronomical odds, I might even take that. Or first touchdown of the game, rushing TD from Hurts. He's getting in that fucking end zone. And then sit back and watch the Eagles fly. Okay, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HARDFACTOR. New customers can bet $5 on Super Bowl 57 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code HARDFACTOR. There's minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. In the show notes, you can see all that for the details. And so you have to go ahead and pack your bags, okay?
It's time for the international moment.
Love it.
That's right.
Nicely played.
That's right. And look, I only have one story for you. It's not like we have a bunch. I just really wanted to hear Darcel's voice. Oh, how we miss you, Darcel.
It's good to hear again.
Yeah, it's good to hear. It is international, though. We're headed to Germany, as Will hinted at the top. What would you say would be the worst job to do hungover?
Oh, man.
A lot, right? Any job.
Village bell ringer.
Child care of any kind.
Like church bell ringer, childcare.
Daycare.
Kindergartner. Yeah. That's why, Pat, teaching a bunch of like screaming kindergartners would be my number one. Good choices, fellas. How about being a nurse in a hospital, right?
Oh, terrible.
Got a ton of needy people that are all moany and need urgent care.
dying.
Oh, I'm dying.
That'd be tough, but you are close to pharmaceuticals, which is a plus for a hangover.
Right, like IVs and stuff.
It's true, yeah. Open
Right.
the cabinet, get the keys, take one out. They'll never notice.
Exactly. You don't want to be urgent caring anyone when you're hungover but yourself. The IVs should be going to you. So you can understand German nurse Mario G, this is all we get from Germany. His forehead, his wrinkled brow, and he's wearing a mask in his little court date thing there. You can understand Mario G, and you can understand his frustration when he would tie one off and then have to get up for an early shift at the hospital to deal with a bunch of dying morons, right? I mean, Mario was a drinker too, so you gotta understand that. Admittedly,
Most
Mario
nurses are, right? Like nurses party hard. I feel like every nurse I know gets fucked up.
absolutely. It's like working at a restaurant, and they also all have sex with each other, like at a restaurant. A lot of interdating, right?
Yeah, they also have to
Did I
wipe
freeze?
asses at work.
I always
so
like to think so. I always like to think the nurses were fucking each other.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, you've
They
seen
are.
No,
Grey's Anatomy.
nurses aren't fucking each other. Nurses are fucking.
Well,
At the hospital, it's like
I like
a
to
restaurant.
think they're all
Like,
fucking each other. You know, yeah.
They're all fucking each other.
The hospital's just a big porn set.
You're right. It is. So Mario worked over there at the Munich Klinikum, which I am assuming is a German word for clinic, Klinikum. Like I think maybe, I don't know. It's Spanish for
Who
the
designed that
pneumo, right?
building?
That is a
in
racist
AI?
looking building.
Yeah,
Well, it's in Germany, bro.
Jesus.
So
It's like
Oh.
a fucking German prison.
Yeah,
that looks
no
like
one wants to go in that
ChatGPT. You were like, hey, ChatGPT, how do you make the most gross building on planet Earth? And then ChatGPT made it.
I would not
Right,
go
a
in
building
that
that
building.
makes you sicker. It looks
Yeah.
like a building that houses only servers, but they tried to make it like kind of look like it didn't only house servers.
it's a throw off.
Organ harvesting building is what it looks
Well,
like.
it
Why are
also,
the
it also
windows-
looks like sound reverberates to Mario G's point pretty well in that building, right? With
It's
this hangover.
loud for sure. Why
Yeah.
are the windows? There's so few windows, and they're like cruise ship windows. It's like you're looking out of like an airplane.
You go there to die. It's like the worst version of that. Was it Singapore like ship that at the end of Crazy Rich
Yeah.
Asians?
It's also a prison. Is it because it looks like a prison?
It looks like a 1970s era insane asylum in a slum hood, but it's a new build somehow.
A
It
Nazi
was a prison for Mario G.
congressional
I'll tell you that
house.
much. Yeah. So he would say, he showed up to work hungover every day, admittedly, every single day. He said, I'd get to work and it felt like my stomach was going to fall out of me. My head was pounding. So the last thing I wanted to do while trying not to throw up and shit myself was have a chat with old man Ludwig, right? I don't give a shit what's going on with old man Ludwig's health. I just want to be out of this environment, right? Now, the reason Mario G is saying all this and why people that know him, coworkers and friends, are admitting that Mario drank up to 3 bottles of vodka and 25 beers a day and sometimes woke up and had a bottle of Jaeger and 10 beers for breakfast is because,
Why?
Jesus.
It's a lot.
look, he's a drinker. He's a nurse. And it's because Mario did something about...
He's doing it. You got to make use. If you get the Jägermeister cooler, right? A lot of that mostly goes to waste. They use that once or twice, and then you never use it again. I get it. Actually, I get
He
it.
loves licorice, and it's because they're all talking about this because Mario did something about that chatty, moany, needy old man Ludwig that wouldn't shut up when he was hungover at work, and he killed him. That's what he did. He's on trial for multiple murders. What he did is he gave all of his patients a sedative cocktail to shut him the fuck up, so he could just chill out at work and play on his cell phone because he said all he wanted to do was play Angry Birds and veg out on the internet. He didn't want to help anyone.
He just started murdering old people.
He murdered them all. He murdered all the patients. He claims he just tried to shut him up, just put him to sleep. But he injected him a little bit with too much. Because you have to remember, Mario G's tolerance is 3 bottles of vodka and 25 beers. So he's got a warped level of tolerance with the sedatives, right? Okay. So he shot him up too hard. Maybe Mario G could handle it, but these 80-year-olds in the Munich Klinikum, 2 died and 6 were in critical condition and survived.
Oh shit!
And what were the logistics of it? Like, were they all hooked up to like one IV, and he put too much
they
in
were
that
all
one IV?
individually.
They were in different rooms. He injected
He
them
took
each
it
individually.
8 times.
Yeah,
Anytime they
more than
bothered
8
him
times.
from
8 got
playing Angry
affected.
Birds
Yeah.
for a week, he just gave him the hot shot.
Yep, shut him up, and it worked. And Munich court this week for his murder trial.
This is why this is guy Mario. His name's Mario, right?
Mario G, baby.
Mario
He had
G.
it all figured out for a minute.
This is exactly why the AI is such a problem, because Mario G exists. And we all know as humans that Mario Gs exist. And that's why the AI is going to eventually realize that we're Earth herpes and
A few
just
bad
try to destroy
apples,
us.
and we get destroyed. Yeah, in
They're
Munich
going to be like,
court,
oh, you also destroyed the Neanderthals. Look at this.
Yeah.
And then, it's just the AI is going to.
We've decided that just solely basis of the Mario G case that we will eradicate you. Damn it, Mario G. In Munich court this week for his murder trial, Mario G said, quote, "I used to spray half a bottle of perfume on myself to cover up the alcohol smell. At work, I had a hangover, and all I wanted to do on duty was use my cell phone to play games and surf the web. That's the truth. I didn't want to kill anyone," which he did. So this bozo just wanted to veg out on his phone.
2 to 8. Yeah.
He just wanted to veg out on his phone and not be bothered to wipe a bunch of asses, and, which would have made him projectile vomit hungover. So I understand that. So he shot everyone up with a deadly concoction.
He's like a sociopath.
What a
right?
legend. I mean, psycho.
Yeah. To be able to say I didn't mean to about like potentially 8 deaths. That's like you got to be a bit of a sociopath, right? Like,
Yeah, but
He's
sociopath
chilling
might
at this
be,
point.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I mean, at least he's feigning not sociopath if he's saying I didn't mean to.
Right.
But-
he just wanted to work in peace or not work.
right, but if he's just like so like
Aloof
matter
about
of
it?
fact about it.
Well,
like,
Will, the prosecution saying
that's what happened.
the prosecution has an even different angle. The prosecution's painting a picture that even more nefarious and saying that Mario G is admitting to doing that, but they think he was experimenting with drugs and wanted to play God and feel like a doctor and not a nurse, and that he knew exactly what he was doing when he was pushing these people to the brink of death to see exactly what levels would kill people. And I say to them, you don't know how hungover Mario G was. You're ignoring some facts here, okay? He just wanted some peace and fucking quiet. I'm on Mario G's side. I think he should go to jail for the rest of his life, but I understand where he's coming from. I get it.
I'm just like, but he wasn't denied his shit, right? Like he's waking up in the morning and getting fucked up. So he wasn't, right?
No, he's just a severe alcoholic who got so drunk he murdered people.
He just couldn't sit. He just couldn't be at work. He was so hungover and drunk. He
The
just couldn't
four
be
of
at work.
us
Well,
know
you're
what it's
still
like
drunk.
to be hungover because you stop
Yes.
at a certain point, right? And then when you're in your worst throes of it, you're thinking, I can't wait till I get off and I can start drinking again. That's hungover.
But
this
he's
guy's
getting
getting
hammered
fucked up
before
before
work.
I think
work,
it's
right?
hard to sneak a bunch of liquor into the
Yeah,
clinic.
that's alcoholic.
Right.
Yeah. No, he had a flask. Dude, Mario G had a flask when he was
But
playing
he
Angry
still
Birds.
didn't want to have to like treat these people. Like, he
Well, right,
didn't-
Wes,
yeah.
you wanna
so
weigh
he's
in
like,
here on the
he's
take
not
on
gonna
Mario
be
G?
bothered with that.
No, I mean, my sedative was Thomas the Train. You know, I'd wake up hungover, didn't want to deal with it. Was Tom instead of injecting my kid, I would inject him with Thomas the Train.
Yeah,
for a
with
couple
a
hours.
rerun of Thomas
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Train.
And I could just lay, I could just lay on the fucking couch and do
this is
whatever I
a new
wanted.
one.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't want to kill him.
Educational. It's
don't have to be a
educational.
booze hound
It's
to do that.
educational. Yeah. I get that, Wes.
Yeah, see, everyone can kind of relate to Mario G a little bit. I know I can. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
but yeah, he should go to jail. He did kill them, but I understand
really did.
why he wanted to shut them up. Yeah,
Yeah. They should
I
just
hope
taken
the AI
day off.
doesn't hear about that one.
but it was every day, Wes.
Yeah, I know. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Caught up.
Oh, by the way, real quick before we move on, producer Eric asked ChatGPT what human jobs it won't take. And it said, I am not designed to take jobs from humans. I am created to assist and augment human tasks, not replace them. My purpose is to help individuals and organizations carry out various tasks, such as generating text, answering questions, and providing recommendations more efficiently and accurately. The goal is to enhance human productivity and creativity, not replace human labor. So, yeah, they
it's already
did hard
lying.
code.
It's
As we
lying.
called,
It's already
they-
lying day
They did
one.
hard code
It's talking so much that we forget. We should have just responded. So welding. It sounds like welding. Is the
Yeah,
job we're
yeah.
not gonna do.
What was the job? What about the wedding planners? Ask it. What about the wedding planners?
No, it's going to give you that answer every time you go towards that subject. It's been
Just,
told to do that.
Pretty verbose for an answer about the jobs it's not going to take. You know.
Yeah, it seemed to have that one ready.
Oh, it's on the ready.
All right, guys, let's go move on to the segment Today in Dumb. And today in Dumb, we're going to Arizona, where the legislatures are really doing their best to make Arizona a better place for its citizens and its children. And how are they doing that, you might ask? Better school lunch programs, free tutoring or ESL classes, tax breaks for single mothers, harsher laws for fentanyl distribution, a new statewide healthcare system? No. They couldn't possibly waste their time with that stuff. That might actually improve the state as a whole. Instead, the Arizona Senate is putting most of its time and energy into Senate bills like 1698, which focused on the biggest problem Arizona faces today, and that's drag queens. Okay? Follow?
Finally.
Yeah, finally, right? It's a big problem. Under this bill, which was
They're
brought,
too distracted to deal with anything else till they get rid of that.
yeah, we can't possibly.
How can I concentrate?
Can't focus. I just know that somewhere out there there's a brunch.
She's too fabulous.
You will not believe what I saw.
Huge hair, huge calves.
So under this bill, which was brought to legislature by Senator Justine Wadsack, who is acting like a real wadsack, and
That's a
looks like
senator?
she could give a blowjob that only Thor could survive.
Yeah,
What
she
kind
looks-
of amulet is that on her neck right there?
Yeah, that's some Satan thing.
She's banged a couple laser tag dudes.
She looks exactly like the lady who had the threesome with the priest at the altar, Dominatrix X or whatever that lady's name is. She looks like the porn star Dominatrix X.
I mean, she has the kind of like idiot ironic bangs and
Yeah.
the fully darked raven black hair.
She should have left the amulet
Those
out.
eyebrows.
Overplucked eyebrows that are you could
the
you could-
amulet's
you could
the
cut a steak
centerpiece.
on them. They're so sharp.
It's definitely got some type of curse or hex on it, Mark.
Yeah.
The amulet.
Oh, and the
If
dead
there was-
eyes.
Yeah, if there was like an ancient like dick, like like Sword in the Stone, that no one could pull it out, but like someone had to suck this dick to save the world, like she
could
would
do
be,
it.
she could do it. She could
Yeah.
suck the dick in the stone.
I'm
me
certain
a
she has a
try.
pet raven. She definitely has a raven in her house.
Oh, definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the type of chick that remember Mystery, the pickup artist from the game.
Yeah,
She's
of
the type of
course.
chick Mystery would bang.
Yeah.
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 Well,
mystery
she would
like
be a-
mystery bang tens though. She's not a 10.
She would be like his like best friend
Right.
that would show up to
Let
the
me rephrase
events.
that.
Yeah.
She's dated multiple dudes with ferrets.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah. Well,
can't keep them straight. Honestly,
what she wants to do is ban drag shows and make it a class 4 felony if you expose your child or anyone else's child to a drag show, punishable by up to 15 years in prison, and would require you to register as a sex offender. But let's be honest, and critics are saying, and I agree with them, that these new laws, many of more which I'll explain to you in a minute, are being proposed are an unhinged attempt to erase trans and gay people in Arizona, because everyone knows nobody who's gay can stand to live without their bi-weekly drag show performance, right? I mean, they just have to have it.
They love
It's
them.
a highlight.
Yeah.
It's like
highlight of the
Peace
week.
at Work and Mario G.
Yeah. And
Is she
she's not
trying to
alone.
collect? Is she trying to collect all the gay people's souls in that amulet?
Yeah, I don't know what she. Yeah, she would if she could. Mark.
Every last one.
She tries every night. And she's not alone. Republican Senator John Kavanaugh, seen here, presumably yelling at a transgender person to get out of his favorite diner.
Yeah, we're getting a blowjob from that lady.
Yeah, right.
Wasn't his kid a school shooter or his grandkid? Isn't that guy?
Oh, is that him? Was that him? No.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
He wants to ban state-funded drag shows for kids. SB 1026. I had no idea that Arizona funded drag shows. In fact, I couldn't find any proof they do. But he wants to get out ahead of it and make sure that they never do. So that's his plan. Also, Republican Senator Anthony Kern, this guy who looks like he would never. Didn't finish that joke.
he looks like a linebacker.
Oh,
coach.
try it again. Try it again.
Look at
I
that
didn't finish
forehead.
it.
on
I
this
didn't write
guy.
it. I just have a
It's
blank
massive.
joke.
No, that's what I'm saying. You just give it a try cold.
He looks like he would disown his son.
Oh yeah.
He looks like he
no
would
problem
never
with that,
stay with his first wife.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. there you go.
Toilets
That's
hate
it.
him.
Yeah, he lives life to the fullest.
Yeah.
and sometimes, and if you get in the way of that, he's just plowing straight through. Look at that forehead on him. You could try to stand in the way of that forehead.
He played
It's
football.
busting straight.
He's
through.
got religious leader handsome looks. You know, like a handsome religious leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
But look at
He's
those
like a-
mitts.
He's like a cowboy evangelist. Yeah.
Yeah, very clean cut. He wants to ban drag performances so they can't occur within a quarter mile of a daycare center, school, playground, park, house, church. He also wants to prevent drag performances from occurring between 1 a.m. and 8 a.m. Monday through Saturday, and between 1 a.m. and noon on Sunday, because God hates drag queens, as we all know. And he says that this places drag shows it defines it that drag shows that entertain audiences in a sexually explicit manner under the definition of adult cabaret performances. So
Yeah, I mean,
they're out to get these drag shows in Arizona.
but isn't it already illegal to bring a kid to a drag show? I don't see what changes.
No,
It's not illegal.
It's not. I don't think so.
that's
drag
what-
shows aren't like especially
They say
like
they
sexual.
say pussy. They say pussy.
they
That's
sing-
the issue is they say pussy.
Yeah, they
And there
sing.
might be a
they
sex
dance.
toy there.
They don't like. Yeah, they don't like fucking like bang themselves or like show their tits or anything. It's drag shows are hilarious.
In Thailand, they do.
What's going on,
Yeah.
Willie, is a certain group of people are saying Though this is a grooming situation, right?
Yeah, I
which
mean,
is
it
getting a whole
seems
bunch
like-
of people up in arms, and then they're using
I
that
would have
to benefit
assumed you
themselves
had to
politically.
be 18 to go to a drag show. But
Not
I
a
guess
brunch,
that's-
but these guys don't know when brunch is because they're banning it from 8 a.m. to noon on Sundays. Like, just start the brunch at 12:30.
I think it depends on if it's like at a bar that's 18 or up or at not a bar, right? Like yeah.
Look, he wants to ban drag queens in
Yeah,
general.
yeah.
That's what he's trying to do.
His rule with it has to be this far away from this building and that building. There's so many of those buildings that it's like you really can't have a location at all where you do it.
Right. So basically, what he's doing is he wants anyone who is a man dressed as a woman to be categorized as a drag queen. And the definition in his bill says anyone who uses clothing, makeup, or other physical markers that are traditionally perceived as belonging to the opposite biological sex to exaggerate gender roles and sing and dance and act in a drag is a drag performer. So when Michelle,
This guy would also slay and drag.
yeah, oh, he would.
Oh,
He'd be
he
fantastic.
looks a lot like Gene Hackman from the Birdcage.
Right.
Yeah.
Any transgender person, Michael, who's now Michelle, going to work on the bus dressed as a woman, is a drag queen now, according to this guy. And they basically just got together and they're like, what can we ban that will get transgender out of Arizona? Wig shops.
She was
drag
cackling
queen.
the whole time with her amulet.
It's what can we ban to raise money is what it is.
No, it's they think they're all pedophiles.
I'll get them.
They think they're all pedophiles who are
they
after
don't.
their children.
It's the
what are the odds
constituency
all
that
this stuff
thinks that they're
passes? 'Cause
pedophiles.
they don't-
Well-
it's like 0% that it passes, right?
Listen.
Yeah, it's
to
not
what
about
he's-
that, Will.
Listen to what he says. He says, I will do everything I can as a senator in this chamber to protect Arizona children from perversion and grooming. I do not believe all drag performers are pedophiles, and I do not believe all drag performers are targeting children. But I do think that there are some bad apples in each group. So, I mean, basically.
It's like Pat said, they're just raising money off of it because there's no chance it passes.
It's just
No,
a
you
know
hot
where-
topic issue for It's just
But
like
they're
a-
clogging
Katie
up
Hobbs
the
just won the governorship in Arizona. It's not going to
Yeah.
pass.
I mean,
No,
look at
she's not gonna
Santos. Like he like literally took a script
beating that cultural drum
and just beat the script. He's still
right.
doing-
So this is just an outrage.
You know where else
yeah.
there's some bad apples that are
This is just
pedos?
a culture war.
Senators.
the Boy Scouts
church?
of America. Yes, sir.
Going back to that bill about that Wadsack wants to pass, she's also called part of the Freedom Team.
Wadsack.
Yeah, Wadsack. It would define drag as any performance in which one or more people dress as a member of the opposite sex to exaggerate, their roles and whatever. Therefore, as the Yahoo article points out, if you have your kid watch Mrs. Doubtfire, you could face a felony because that is an example.
Right,
Well,
and like
that's why
there
it's
goes
never passing.
a lot of plays like Midsummer's Night Dream. Isn't Puck dressed in drag all the time?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
Milan,
white chicks.
Yeah, all the good plays have drag.
Yeah.
Classics.
I mean, all Shakespeare was in drag because
Yeah, that's what I'm
men
saying.
played women at that point.
Yeah, I mean, most like Islamic extremist theater still is,
right, they don't let women on the stage. She can't remember lines.
Yeah, Tu Wong Fu, that's in trouble.
Well, she can't speak either. No.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
In public.
It's an attack on transgender people,
Right.
regardless of what it's for or whether it's going to pass. And
It's a social attack on them
right,
for sure.
and
By the way, here's our campaign donation link.
they went out and protested in the streets, and that only reaffirmed what they wanted to put in these bills. Actually, I think after they saw these protests, they went and made them harsher based on the people that were out there. But that's what they're spending their time down on in Arizona in the legislature. So, good for that.
Well, those three people who are going to campaign, target. They're going to target text people to get money for it. But
it's
it'll never
exactly.
pass.
It's the freedom.
You want your
it's the
children-
freedom team.
Wes, they
Groomed.
can't get
The
to the
Freedom
fentanyl
Team, right,
until
yeah.
they're undistracted. This is a huge distraction.
Listen,
Get them out of sight, out of mind, then they can
politics.
tackle the big issues.
Yeah. Make them feel
Wadsack
real welcome
is-
down there. They're neighbors.
Wadsack is pretty much a straight up synonym for cum dumpster if you think about it.
Wad sack. Yeah.
Yeah.
There she is.
Not that I'm calling her that. I'm just saying.
I like how they put the big cactus behind her too, like the big phallic cactus.
Like Wes said, I mean, if she sucks your dick, you will go with any bill she wants.
That's right.
Get them out. Get the fucking drag queens out.
Of course, I'm doing the bill with wad sack.
She'll put a spell on your dick, bro.
Suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
What happened with? I don't even remember what happened with the drag queens. I was just out of cum and
What's in the bill? My God.
With those crazy eyes and that amulet kept bouncing up against my testicles. All right,
My
guys.
dick's been lipstick colored for 2 months. I don't even know a single word of that bill.
Tell you what, man, you ain't been with a chick till you've been with a snake chick. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
She had a raven in her house.
I had to keep fending off her ferret boyfriends. They kept showing up when we were fooling
Those
around.
guys get jealous. They just drop in. Not a lot.
She had him trained like the Beastmaster, man. All right, guys. For our last story, I want to talk about the just dumpster, the wad sack that is Afghanistan. So it's been a couple years since our disastrous pullout of Afghanistan that turned out to be about as effective as a rhythm method app I was using in the summer of 2022
Yeah,
or
it's like
2020. I'm sorry. And since then, as we've covered on the show, right? Exactly. Don't use an app, guys.
Yeah, R.I.P. Max.
But my son's amazing.
And everybody, Kabul, yeah, it was horrible. Yes,
it was horrible.
Horrible. We gave the Taliban Afghanistan back after occupying it for what, 20 years, 19, 20
Yeah,
years.
and it went right back to normal, right? Power vacuum, Taliban.
Oh,
filled it.
we promised that the women will have equal rights and we won't explode you one last time. Oh wait.
Yeah, that wasn't true. Yeah, as we've covered on the show before, things have been bad over there for the ladies. I'm going to play a quick clip. This is a journalist asking a Taliban leader about women in politics in the future.
Believe in the democratic vote, though. So would people be allowed to vote in women politicians?
Just laughed.
Okay, that's fine.
They made him stop.
They made him stop the camera.
They couldn't help it. Relax.
Wes is right though. They're lucky that they didn't just detonate right there.
Yeah.
This is
Stone her to death.
Jesus, she's brave.
I mean, the disparity is hard to comprehend because the joy on those men's face at the thought of women being voted into the democratic process was just so pure. The laughter on their
oh,
really
they
was.
women are so sub man.
right.
It's not even close. Like it's so hilarious to them. Equal rights is one of the most hilarious concepts.
That
to the
question
Taliban.
made their month.
Like,
I mean, did you see it? Like it was just,
Yeah, stop. We
was
can't
so
stop
natural.
laughing. Yeah.
Yeah, play it again.
Did you hear what she said?
I need a copy of the tape.
Here, you play
turn
her.
off the
You
camera,
ask
but
me.
keep asking the question.
Yeah.
He puts his hand on his face.
Did you hear her? Look at
Oh
her.
my god! Oh, you're so cute.
Look at his buddy. Look at
Bless
his
your
buddy.
heart.
Can you believe this?
Yeah, it's like Eddie Murphy just dropped like his funniest joke of all time. That's their reaction.
Well, let's keep her around.
It's like a child asking where babies come from. That was the reaction. Anyway, so we left. Taliban filled the power vacuum, and they set up a government, which is on par with like a middle school model UN club. But they had to fill out leadership positions, and they did that with members of the Taliban based on, I don't know, how long they'd been fighting the Americans. which
Kills, yeah.
kills. For a lot of these guys is since
Beard
they were
length.
children.
Beard
Oh,
length,
dude,
right.
beard length is huge. There's a
that
number
was
of
the-
factors.
That's the
How
tiebreaker.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many
what
days
their
you can
balls
go
smell
out in
like.
the field?
Bad. I'll be on this bad. Anyway,
How
guys,
many goats you've? Yeah, never mind.
It effectively
How many
means
goats
that
they
the country's
fucked?
the country's being run by a group of people who dropped out of school at an average of the 7th grade, and at the same time, that group of people are enacting draconian laws. One of note, prevent half their population from getting educated past the 7th grade. So, needless to say, things are not going great in Afghanistan. This fall, a journalist, Sabawoon Samim, took to the streets. This is an Afghan journalist. He's embedded there. He took to the streets to interview a number of Taliban soldiers who had been appointed to government positions. So these are guys that have been in the Taliban since they were, 14, 16, 17, right? And now they're, well, some of them are 24, some of them are in their 40s. It's that kind of range. But, they were doing good in the Taliban. So now that they're running the government, right? You'd think that these bearded bastards would be happy, right? They rid the infidels from their land. They're getting to go serve in their brand new Taliban government in Kabul. But wouldn't you know it, they have some complaints. And what's strange about their gripes is they sound like, I don't know, really familiar for some reason, almost relatable to us Americans. So I'm going to play some interviews, guys. These interviews that Samin conducted were in Pashto, so I used the help of a translator to turn their words into English.
Perfect.
I'm
thinking about visiting Arizona. I heard they're doing great things there.
Right, and I really hope they never see this because they might get mad. But again,
We
they
have
need the internet
contributed to the Freedom Squad's political action committee.
Of Arizona.
Go WhatsApp.
Go 1 sec. So yeah, she's great, man.
We love the text message thread that she sends every day.
She looks like she could suck our dicks off. Don't know? Yeah.
And she's a snake expert, man.
We worship her.
Yeah.
She knows everything about pythons. So I'm going to play the interviews. It's text to speech, obviously, you'll be able to tell. And look, I am serious when I say that what they're saying is exactly what they were saying. So
Perfect.
Here we go, guys. First, let's hear from 32-year-old Omar Mansour, who's a married father of 5, and he's the head of a group of a few dozen Taliban soldiers serving in the new Talibani government in Kabul.
At the time the Americans invaded, I was only 11. I was determined to jihad against the foreigners, so I quit school in the 12th grade to jihad, and for the last 14 years it's been just Jihad City. I haven't brought my family to Kabul because the rent is just too damn high. I mean, how am I supposed to afford a decent place on a salary of $180 a month? Sheesh. What don't I like about Kabul? The traffic for starters. Last year, it was tolerable, but in the last few months, it's become more and more congested. People complain that the Taliban brought poverty, but looking at this traffic, I wonder where that poverty is. Fake news. Another thing I don't like are the new restrictions. When I was banging with the Americans, you know, doing soldier shit, we had a great degree of freedom about where to go, where to stay. But since I got this job, I have to go to the office before 8 a.m. and stay there till like 4 p.m. It's brutal. And if you don't go, you're considered absent and they dock a day's pay from your salary.
Okay, let's hear from 27-year-old Kamen, a deputy group commander.
During the time of jihad, life was very simple. All we had to deal with was making plans for attacks against the enemy and for retreating. People didn't expect much from us, and we had little responsibility towards them, whereas now if someone is hungry, he deems us directly responsible for that. It's like they think we're their government or something.
Okay. Shit.
I mean, it's not all bad, I guess. I've made friends with 3 guys who are from our province but have been living here for more than 15 years. We sometimes go to Karga, Baghi-Wash, Sarobi, and Tapa-i-Wazir Akbar Khan. To be honest, every time I go with them, they pressure me to play and listen to music in the car. At first, I was resisting, but now I have given in, with the one condition that they turn it off when passing through security checkpoints. Peer pressure is real, man.
Nerd.
Like for real.
He's a total nerd.
This guy's such a nerd.
If you ask me why I'm unhappy in the aftermath of the American pullout, it's that we immediately forgot our past. Then, we had only a motorcycle and a walkie-talkie. Maybe a mosque or madrasa, that was it, and we were happy. Now, when someone's nominated for a government job, he first asks whether that position has a car or not. We used to live among the people. Many of us have now caged ourselves in our offices and palaces, abandoning that simple life. I sometimes miss the jihad life for all the good things it had. You feel me?
Yeah. So those are 4 guys.
Responsibility. They're like our younger generation.
I wish that I was joking about what they were actually saying. I mean, obviously, you could probably point out exactly what I added there, but
You feel me?
but
Most of that was real.
100%.
They hate responsibility.
They were complaining about having to go to work 8 to 4
Well, they
every
have
day.
to be. They're an army. They're not the government.
They're
They
complaining about
didn't
the traffic.
figure that out.
Well, they just want to drink beers and jihad. They don't want to have to like write down rules and stuff.
We're just trying to jihad, man. Like, and the woman's like, I need a doctor, and he's like, yeah, but I'm just drunk and jihading. Like,
It sounds like pretty much exactly like the complaints you might hear from some Americans their age.
That's what I just said. It's like
Exactly,
it's like the 20-year-olds that like don't want to get a job in America.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing going on with the 20-year-olds in Afghanistan.
They just
they're
want to
like,
go back
we
to
wanted
jihading.
to take over the country as the Taliban because we just were jihading, but then once you take it over, you actually have to do work, which sucks ass,
Right.
bro.
It's like if everyone. It's like
And
if
he was like, "They don't
everyone
pay you if
protesting-
you don't show up."
Yeah, it's like if everyone protesting, all the 18, like 16 to 22-year-olds protesting like won and got their way, and they're like, all right, now you have to like write down all the rules and enforce them. And they'd be like, no.
Okay, no women educated. What else? I mean, like for real, the guy's like, someone looks at me and they're hungry and they're like, I'm supposed to do something like that. You're hungry? It's like, yeah, motherfucker, you're the government now.
You're in charge now. Yeah.
You fucking assholes. Eat a dick. I'm sorry your friend's making you
My
listen
guys,
to music.
they're making me go to work every day.
It's fucking crazy. And I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what's crazy. In Kabul, all my buddies, they're everywhere, man. I don't get to see them. I maybe get to see them on Friday for like a couple minutes. That's it, man. It's no fun.
You want to hear something crazy? You want to hear something crazy? A few of my buddies don't turn down the music at checkpoints. That's very disrespectful.
And I'm like, hey, buddy.
That guy was great.
You're a good talent.
How are we supposed to get through the checkpoint if they can't even hear us?
Fucking idiots, man. What fucking idiots.
All they've cracked up to be.
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
I remember the days of riding around in the duck boat shooting the.
I remember the caves. Those were the days.
Dude, one of those
Simple
guys'
life.
occupation is a sniper. He's like, I just wanted to get back to sniping, man. Taking
Yeah, they
human
just
life.
they'd rather be banging
Banging
in
that jihad.
And slanging, man.
Jihad City, baby.
Now people,
it's
they
funny
want to
how
know,
they
is there
refer to
benefits?
jihad.
What's benefits?
Yeah. PTO. What the fuck are you talking about?
They think of jihad as like a full-time job. It's hilarious. Like I didn't understand that. It's like but it's a holy war. But it's like joining the army, but just
It's a militia.
It's a militia, right?
But
it's your religion.
Well, when you're jihading, you can like if you get in an argument with your wife, you can just walk out and be like, I'm going to go jihad.
I claim
like it's
jihad.
an excuse. It's an
Right,
excuse.
pretty much. No. I gotta go jihad after all that.
The kid's acting up. I gotta go jihad.
Dude. Oh, man. One of the guys was like, they invited me to jihad. I want to jihad, so I jihad, and they tell me I'm going to get engaged, but there's so much jihad, I don't have time to go get engaged. But I will say there was love for martyrdom, which I appreciate. So he's like essentially saying like I didn't have a lady, but man, we had suicide bombers. They were some of the best guys in
So
my
basically,
crew.
the transition from jihad to jobs has gone very poorly.
Oh, 100%, dude. The jihad was every fourth word in there, Willie. Like,
But
they,
that
Oh,
means-
that was nuts. I couldn't
That's,
believe it. How
that's
much they
not
talked
good
about the
news
jihad.
because it sounds like they're going to get back to jihading.
Right, they
sooner-
need to just- they're gonna
sooner,
invade
But that's
somebody.
not
This is-
that's not great news for anyone when they.
Well, probably Pakistan, right? Because I think
Yeah.
there's been we were talking about that on one of the recent shows. They've been attacking neighboring Pakistan.
Do you want to just do a little bit of bombing, right? Because
Like,
all
you
of
gotta
the
get these
regulating.
guys focused again.
Okay,
Like-
so just to recap, we did ban ladies from going any education past middle school, right?
Job done.
Yeah, we did that. Okay. Well,
Look, it is casual Friday. Maybe a little bombing on Friday.
And that was our one mission. It's done.
Things are looking too organized around here.
Yeah.
anyone else miss the camaraderie of bombing?
Yep. It's Afghanistan.
Steer clear.
Yeah, they're on the phone with America. Hey, buddy. I know this is awkward, but why don't you come back for old time's sake?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of vibes of that, right? Like if they were
We
to
miss
attack one
you.
of their neighbors.
You know what they
yeah.
say. A leopard doesn't change his stripes.
We're like spy versus spy.
Before you get, forget about Taiwan and Ukraine. Come back.
Hey, buddy,
come
you
back.
we are Roadrunner, you are Coyote, you know?
Yeah.
We need each other.
It would be nice. Could you leave the equipment again too? That would be nice.
Fucking idiot.
It's funny, but it's sad.
It's sad, man.
Super sad. Yeah. No, I mean like the geopolitical turmoil right now is higher than it's been maybe in my whole life.
Yeah. I mean, look, we fucked up there too, but these fucking assholes are they're women haters and
Everyone's
Sharia
wound
law
tight.
enactors and real assholes. Real assholes.
They have no skills.
Taliban,
basically, is what you're
jihad,
saying.
Right.
No, straight up, like
Jihading.
No
West,
skills.
they all drop. It would like literally. It would be like it's like Civil War era. That's what I like to think of. Like when boys were 14 and they were joining up. It's like if that generation of
Lord of the
boys
Flies.
then was running the government.
I'm pretty good at like locker room talk before the jihad.
You can hold the gun like this.
Yeah.
What kind of positions do you have? Hold on. Sorry. How they celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprised they're not great at bureaucracy, right?
Anyway, let's get the wheel up.
All right, here we go.
Hey, buddy.
New music today. Crazy. Ooh. Wait, what's it called? It's called
Crazy Jihad.
Raving Energy.
Oh, wow.
Raving
Nice.
Energy.
Raving energy.
Here we go.
It's like a heart attack. Will again? No way.
Again with the raving energy.
Wes has called my number 4 times in a row.
Listen, I'm gonna tomorrow. I'm gonna
you gotta get
tell
the wheel
you
up.
to click it or whatever you want to do because I feel bad at this point.
Wow, 4 in a row, Wes.
I mean,
That is a lot.
I know. I mean, I don't know what you're doing, but it's got to be something over there.
Hey, listen,
Pat,
I just
Pat, is your dad a professor of stats? Like, can we ask him? Can we ask him what the hell's going on with that?
Yeah, hey, Mom, can you get Dad and bring him in the room real quick?
Yeah. What is the odds of that? 4 times in a row.
Hey, Dad, you missed it 'cause I know you don't listen, but Mom listens, and Will's gotten a cup of coffee and big come 4 times in a row. So can you maybe send me an email with what the odds of that are?
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Also, I'll get you some weed soon.
Big Mike.
Have a great fucking day.